Hello, Ken. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Great. Thank you for joining me today to talk about our Macrobiotic Leadership Program and your experience in particular. You're just finishing up the month-long level 1 of our leadership program. Tell me about your experience so far.
So far, level one's gone really well. I'm at the end of an entire month here, and I just feel a lot better about my body, my health, and my ability to take what I've learned here in terms of cooking and knowledge about foods and diet and lifestyle and transport it back into the life I had before I arrived here.
That's great. So you really feel that you have the tools to bring macrobiotics into your life on a day-to-day basis.
That's right. Tools. That's a good word for it.
That's great.
Tools and inspiration too. So it's a little bit more. There's a sort of energy. They use the word energy here a lot, but it's appropriate. An energy or a momentum that'll carry me from the people, from the immersion experience of just being here on the property up here in the beautiful Berkshire Mountains, breathing fresh air, really clean water, no plastics, no pesticides, no GMO or minimal GMO, minimal plastics, hopefully none. All of the negatives that we get in modern civilization in our regular standard diet, and a lot of the pluses of really carefully constructed meals with an amazing variety of grains and vegetables, beans, sea vegetables, different soups, and even desserts, healthy desserts we learned, and that really it balances it all out. Those are even important too, you learn after a while.
That's great. There are two words that you mentioned that I think are really important, and thank you for that. The first one was momentum. So it's not just you have the tools, but you also feel like you have the inspiration and momentum to carry it into your daily life, the macrobiotic approach. And then also you talked about the leadership program as an immersion program. Could you elaborate a little bit on what you mean by that?
Well, the immersion is about, for me, staying on the property, eating the foods, cooking, getting lessons cooking the foods, and it's constant. It's a really busy schedule from morning till evening. Exercises, classes in the history of macrobiotic philosophy, which comes from a lot of Chinese medicine, ideas of Eastern philosophy, which is very interesting. Different, just basic nutritional knowledge that we're learning. A little bit of biochemistry. It's not, you don't need a big background in science or anything to do it, but they give you some basics. Nutritional science, I think I mentioned that. A whole just bunch of unexpected treats along the way that are very helpful as a whole package of knowledge, skills, experiences to be able to take this and do it myself when I get home.
Great. So tell me, what piqued your interest in macrobiotics before coming to the Kushi Institute? Or how did you come here?
Yeah, originally I first came up here. I was a student in school up here in Massachusetts. My mom actually came and did this program years ago, about 15 years ago. So I came on the property to visit her, drove up. I was at school at the time in Western Massachusetts. And then at different points, I've, worried about my own diet a little bit as I've gotten a little bit older. So I decided to learn a bit more about how to eat a more plant-based diet. Because we get older, our bodies change, and I just felt that sluggish, a little worn out, sort of fatigued at times. It's a little something I've been struggling with just from stresses of my job and my life in New York City. So this has been, I think, something that's going to be powerful support for me going forward in everything that I do, having more energy, feeling healthier. It's about freedom of worry and the happiness that comes from being free from being weighed down by concerns about health.
That's great. And how are you feeling personally, physically, mentally, spiritually after being here at the Kushi Institute for a month?
I would say obviously much better. I probably lost 5, 6, 7 pounds, one belt loop. So they say one belt loop is about 5 pounds. So I'd say I lost at least 5 pounds in a month. Not that I was excessively overweight, but a little bit extra is nice. Feeling a little trimmer and stretched out. We do some yoga, this thing called Doin, which is sort of an Eastern type of exercise and meditation of the lymphatic system. And let's see, what else? Walking every day in the fresh air for half an hour, a couple miles, just, is energizing, fit. So I feel a lot more fit, mentally cleared, and I've just, my skin on my face has improved. Little dimples or blemishes that seemed like they've been there for years, that I thought were permanent, seem to have faded remarkably in 3 weeks. So a lot of good things must have come out of my body. I'm going to go for a physical exam back on, in a couple more days when I leave here, when I leave the property and go back to my life. And we'll see what the blood test numbers are like for cholesterol, which I expect has got to have dropped tremendously, at least some significant amount. And a few other readings, I was a little concerned about it, but we'll see. But I think that will really be a day to celebrate. That's going to be my graduation. After graduation party, my physical exam results.
Well, that will be a reason to celebrate. Thank you so much for your time today, Ken.
Okay, anytime. Hope to see you soon.